What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I know it's Monday. I haven't been here for the last couple of weeks because timings and just all sorts of crap just happening. So I'm here, but we're going to talk about what we said we were going to talk about a couple of weeks ago, and that is a look back, but with a view to the future as well. I like the name of that title. I came up with it myself, so I am going to blow my own trumpet. Just let me do that for a minute. I moved a couple of things around the studio. People might not have noticed, but we've got like the thing up here. The thing 10 inches now up here. We've got the Stark flag on the pole. Yeah, Damon's back in his place, but I'm gonna revamp this whole room soon. I'm absolutely sick of how it looks, and I want to change it. How's everyone doing? There we go. Look at that. You've made it when Stream Elements bot is running, right? Let's go. How you doing, Umpty? I saw your message. Hit that live button, so that's what I did. I hit it. But guys, let's just get this party started without further ado. I'm going to introduce my co-host. You know who he is. I'm always with him, either it be a Sunday, either it be a Thursday, be it a Saturday, be it wherever it is. We come 1 and 2 in the same hand, and I like it. It's a good dynamic that we've got going on. Guys, you know him, you love him. Please welcome him. He's got loads to share today. His name is Headless Ned Stark. Let's bring him to the channel.
What's going on?
How you doing? I need to get a thing that I can press, that like a cool little intro video for you. Boom!
I'm trying to figure out what color to go with in the background because we're talking about so much different things here. I'm not sure what to go with. I don't want to be distracting, but I kind of like this one because there's some bounces back between colors. But I don't know if that's too distracting or not.
Well, we are going to talk about some things today. We have the shows that we have watched on mine and your channels since we connected with our channels and we started doing this stuff. It's been an absolute pleasure to do it with you. And just looking at the list today, I was quite shocked that we've been through all this already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I still have very good memories of everything that we've watched, and it's quite vivid in my mind. So I love it. So first of all, I want to thank you for being my co-host. I really do love and appreciate every minute that you give to me for both of our channels. I really do like it. And guys, the order of play today, we're going to talk about House of the Dragon first, because that's the first thing we connected with. Then we're going to go Rings of Power, Willow, Star Wars, which is quite a lengthy one because we've done quite a bit with that. We can talk about the movies that we watched, the shows, and then The Last of Us, which I think is the last thing that we officially broke down and watched together. So that's the play of order. There's just 2 people in the chat. I appreciate everyone being here. Nadia, good evening. Umpty, good evening. How you doing? But yeah, Headless, how's your week been? Before we get into all the movie talk.
Yeah, went to Lexington Con this weekend. That was awesome. Actually just got done making the video and editing, and it's uploading now as we're talking. So that'll be dropping probably right about after this live is over. Yeah, I got the sticker pack from Umpty, so I'm going to show off a couple of those there. And yeah, yesterday was an interesting day because we drove home and everything was fine. And my little puppy, my wife took her out during the live yesterday, actually, and she comes running in showing me there's like blood because we wipe them every time they're done going pee because she's had UTIs before, but she's also had like bladder stones, and this is like 8 or 9 years ago. And that's always the first thing that pops in her mind because it was a mess. And so as soon as we saw that, she's like, I'm trying to get off the live because I didn't want to rush, but as soon as I got off the live, we went up to the vet, and dude, we were there. I mean, I talked to you yesterday a little bit. We were there for like, we didn't get home at 5 a.m. So we got there at like 9 p.m.
Yeah, so I was on a voice call with you at 6 a.m. UK time. It was pretty late for you too. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were up there for over 7 hours.
Unbelievable.
It is, and luckily it's just a UTI, so we got antibiotics and all that. But it's just the fact that like I don't understand it, man. How do you make people sit there for 7 hours, over 7 hours? It's just crazy, but it's sad, man, because like dude, we saw so many people come in, and people were walking in at 3 a.m. and with their little dog and wanting to put it down, and oh, dude, it's painful. I don't know.
Yeah, not a good place to be.
Now, props to those people that can do that because that's a job I could definitely not do. But, but yeah, beside that, today's just like we didn't wake up till like 1 p.m. because like we didn't even get to bed till like almost 6, and that's usually what time I get up to go to work. So we just kind of slept. She's doing much better. She's sleeping right now with the wife, and yeah, so we're good to go, man. It's been a little rough 24 hours here, but I'm glad.
Well, I'm glad that the puppy's all good and safe.
Yeah, she's good to go, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about all the stuff here.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy ride. I just know that, we've already told the story many times. I reached out to Christina Payne. I said, hey, I've been following this guy on YouTube called Headless Ned Stark. Don't ask why. It's because of his channel name. That's why I follow him. And you didn't really. I watched some of your older stuff, and Christina introduced us, and then I knew that when House of the Dragon came out, I needed to connect my mind and my brain with somebody else on YouTube, because I love watching this kind of content, and they do say, don't they, make content that you enjoy
Right.
watching. So that's what I did. But yeah, so that brings us on to my first topic of conversation today, and that is the House of Dragon. I have a nice little banner that we can show on the screen. I did some work today, guys. So yeah, I don't know if you've got those files that I sent to you.
Yeah, I do.
So I don't know how you want to do this. What I wanted to do, my plan was to watch the official trailers for all these shows, and then we can discuss afterwards whether we think the trailer lived up to the season, whether, some of it was overhyped, underhyped, things like that. I think it'd be a good discussion.
Yeah, I think I got it. I think we're good to go. Let's share the screen.
Awesome.
Make sure I did this right.
And guys in the chat, please be free to let us know your thoughts on these shows as well. Weigh in if you've seen them, if you haven't. You all know we've seen them because we've been here breaking them down, talking about them. So yeah, the first one is, all these trailers are less than 3 minutes, guys. And this is the first one. This is House of the Dragon. So how hyped were you for when this? I was, me, dude. I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah, so like when I first saw the trailer, I was super excited. It was different because we weren't 100% sure. Like, well, at least I didn't know any of the characters. Like, I literally did not know any. And but you could tell, you could get Dany vibes from Rhaenyra, so that was pretty cool. And then obviously you got this shot right here. I'm like, let's go, more dragon.
Yeah,
that's what
that shot. It was like, it was the dragon pit on the top. It was like, that was what was missing from Game of Thrones, because obviously it isn't there. And again, this shot, Damon, knowing Matt Smith was in this, freaked me out because I'm a massive Doctor Who fan. And, it was insane. And yeah, I have a little bit more knowledge because I do know the characters, but they weren't avidly in my mind post Game of Thrones. It was only when news was known that House of Dragon was coming that I went and read more of the books and stuff. So
yeah, and it's funny because I didn't really know. Like, I knew the name Matt Smith, but I really had no idea who he was or what he was even in. And just after watching these 10 episodes, or was it 9 episodes? I think it's 9 episodes. But anyways, 9 episodes, right?
No, I think it was 10 actually. But go ahead.
You're right. It was 10. It was 5 and 5. You're right. And literally, he's just become one of my favorite actors to follow. I follow him on Instagram and everything else like that. And I'm excited to see. I can't wait for season 2. It just stinks that we have to wait so long. It's probably gonna be 2 more years. 2 years from now, probably is when we're gonna get this. But
yeah, I've read things in the grapevine that we're going to have 6 new dragons to be introduced to and stuff. And if they're going to live up to anything that they did in season 1, then they're going to need to take that time to put the editing together to make these things come to life. Because for me, Dungeons and Dragons, the movie, is going to be a key test for possibly the Game of Thrones going forward and House of the Dragon. Because I have seen that those dragons in that movie look pretty cool. So
yeah, I'm actually going to see that Friday. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'll put up a little review on Raven Reviews.
Definitely. So yeah, I was super, like I said, I was super excited for this. Just seeing a bunch of new faces that I didn't know as actresses and actors. Like Game of Thrones did the kind of same thing. I didn't know Kit Harington before he was Jon Snow. I didn't know Emilia Clarke before she was Daenerys. And the only person I know in this is the big name is Matt Smith. So
yeah,
I absolutely loved it. I don't know about you, but yeah. So that, guys, that was the trailer for.
Yeah. And real quick too, it's just funny though, just kind of rewatching that trailer, because I probably haven't watched that trailer in a year or close to it. I mean, that was like one of the first ones, I think, and that was dropped a while ago. But just watching that and watching the little clips, just now knowing what happens, and it's like I didn't even know at the time if I realized that there was 2 different actresses playing Rhaenyra and then 2 different actresses playing Alicent. It's so crazy because they did such a great job casting. You can barely tell in the trailer the difference, when you're just watching it, just to watch it.
Very, very good point. Like, I just watched that trailer with you just there and everybody in the chat, and I never even clicked on. I know
Yeah.
We both know that they're two different actresses, but I never even clicked on through the trailer. It was just now that we've seen it and now that it has happened, it just for me genuinely fits, and I like that they did it because I don't think it would have worked if they'd have kept one actress. And going forward, with other things that I will keep my mouth sealed for now.
Well, it's funny. Like last night, we were up there at the vet, and again, 7 hours is an awful long time. So we're like laying on this bench because it's like 1 a.m. When I'm used to kind of staying up once in a while that late, but my wife is definitely not a late owl like that, especially on school nights. And she's kind of out. So I told her, I'm like, well, why don't we go to the car? And this is kind of when I called you. And then after we hung up, for the next hour, I sat there and listened to Fire and Blood, right? Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. So I'm like 2 hours in now, and I'm gonna actually replay part of it because I feel like I wasn't really paying attention at one point. But yeah,
you don't really need to pay that much attention though at the beginning bit because it, like I say, the House of the Dragon show book canon kicks in at like chapter 6 or 7.
Yeah,
it says it in the chapter names. So
yeah, and I want to be careful too. I didn't want to scroll all the way through the chapter names because I didn't want spoilers or anything. Like I don't. I mean, so
there was spoilers in the chapter names.
I know. So I'm being really careful about scrolling too far down because I don't want to see it. But I was trying to see when it actually starts. With Viserys and Rhaenyra and all that. And like you said, I think it's around chapter 6. I think I'm chapter 3. Yeah.
So let me just load it up on my phone. The chapter name that starts House of the Dragon is Heirs of the Dragon: A Question of Succession.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it made sense. That's kind of what I thought. Because I'm on the one. So what's chapter 3?
Oh, chapter 3. So chapter 1 is Aegon's conquest. Chapter 2 is Reign of the Dragon, the War of King Aegon I, and then chapter 3 is Three Heads Had the Dragon, Governance under King Aegon I.
All right, so what's chapter 4 then? Is that the Sun one?
The Sons of the Dragon.
Okay, so I'm actually that far because I did listen to a little bit on the way home.
Okay, so you're about 4 or 5 hours in. You're about 4 hours in.
Okay, but that chapter I'm on now is like 2 hours long.
Yeah,
and I was like 30 minutes in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not even paying attention. And it is weird, man. All the names are the same. It's so irritating. My gosh, there's every. I mean, like they were mentioning Samuel Tarly, and it's so hard not to like think of the Samuel I know from
because this is years before.
Well, this is like a lot of years before, right? And it's just so funny how the names just repeat over and over and over again.
It's George R. R. Martin for you, He does that a lot. And it wasn't a very well-renowned book when it first came out. It didn't get the same acclaim that A Song of Ice and Fire did, but it's still a very good book, and it's written differently. Like I'm sure you've read the Game of Thrones books, at least a chapter of one of them, surely.
But it's hard. It's hard to get through that.
It is, but the way that it's told is a different narrative that you read in your head than the way than the way Fire and Blood is read to you, because Fire and Blood is read to you like chronicles from other people's points of view. So it's good though, but I can't wait for you to start getting into the actual stuff. And then when you're like, I want to continue, and I need to probably hack your phone and delete the app so you don't spoil it.
I mean, I can't wait to get the Game of Thrones or the actual the actual where we are in the series.
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited for. So
yeah, no, you'll definitely love it, and it's very good, and it's very hard not to carry on listening and switch off. So I have a couple of questions, House of the Dragon related. Okay. What was your favorite episode of the season?
Oh man, let's see, man. That's
or just favorite scene. If you can't actually guess the episode, just give me your favorite scene.
I mean, my favorite it's tough because there's so many good scenes throughout all the episodes.
What stands out?
Funny, if you ask me that for Game of Thrones, there's a few that pop right on top of my head. And again, I've seen Game of Thrones all the way through, probably 6 or 7 times at this point.
Yeah.
Probably. It's funny. As much as of a fan I am of young Rhaenyra, dude, I really do like episode 6 a lot. And honestly, is it 6 is really good, but I'm trying to think. Where is episode? Is episode 7 when Aemon loses his eye.
I believe so.
I think it is. Yeah, I would say 6 and 7. And that's one of my favorite scenes is the fight between the kids with Aemon, and then yeah, I mean, you know what, Dan, I'm gonna go episode 7. Episode 7 is probably my favorite episode.
Okay,
my
you
favorite.
want to guess what mine would be?
Maybe 10.
Yep, bang on.
Yeah.
10, and do you know why?
Because of the dragon at the end.
Because of the dragon at the end. It was the
Yeah.
most anticipated point I was waiting for at the
Yeah.
start of the whole thing. I knew season 1 was going to end on a cliffhanger like that, and it did, and it paid off tremendously. And yeah, I love that you just guessed that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite scene is probably still Daemon with the cutting of the guy's head. What's
He can keep his tongue.
Yeah, Valerian, whatever his name is, the brother.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that important, but
It was good. Definitely good.
yeah.
So what about you guys in the chat? I know there's 6 of you here. Let us know, did you watch House of the Dragon? Are you planning on watching House of the Dragon? Are you bored of Milky talking about dragons? just give me something in the chat, guys. Please. So go on, throw a question at me, Headless. Think House of the Dragon.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, so beside I'm gonna take away the main 4. Okay, I'm taking away Rhaenyra, I'm taking away Viserys, I'm taking away Daemon, and I'm gonna take away Alicent. So beside now, you can't use one of them. So who do you think your favorite character is beside? Otto Hightower? Yeah, I should have taken away Otto instead of Alicent, probably. But yeah, Otto. Yeah,
I won't be as obvious then. Okay, Otto is very high regard on my list.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I'll take him, and it's not just because of his character as well. It's because of the actor that plays him, Rhys Ifans. He's Welsh. I lived in Wales for 16 years of my life. I went to school there and grew up there, and yeah, he's in a very cult classic British film called Kevin and Perry Go Large, and he's brilliant in it. But yeah, side note off that, it's going to hurt me to say this, but I really like how they're portraying Kristen Cole.
Wow. Okay. And it's so funny because everyone hates that NFT. Like that's the one everyone nobody wants. And I got a funny feeling that you're gonna want that Funko Pop at some point.
Yeah. I can't give away too much, but you're gonna want all of those Funko Pops at some point. But yeah, Kristen Cole, you're gonna want to keep a hold of.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about just buying one. I mean, they're like $34 right now.
34, $40. Yeah, it's cheap.
They're so cheap right now, and yeah. So I'm actually thinking about maybe just going to pick another one up just to have an extra one.
Okay, so I'll fire my bolt. Don't run in a straight line. I want you to zigzag so that I can't hit you. But I'm going to fire my bolt right back at you with the same question. Take away your 4, including Otto. Who's your favorite character?
Yeah, I won't count Alicent either. We'll just do those 5. As much as I hate him, I hate him. But man, Larry Strong, dude, that dude's creepy. But I
Larry
like
Strong is a very, very good character.
Yeah, I mean, Laenar, he's fine, but he's not even in the last 2 episodes. I do like Rhaenys too. I wish Rhaenys had more screen time. It's funny rewatching it all the way through in like 4 days. It's funny. She's not really in it all that much. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she's not. No, she's not in it that much.
She really isn't. But yeah, Rhaenys would be right behind him probably. Yeah. All right, so
Cool.
favorite dragon except for Vhagar. Why don't you know?
Caraxes.
I know. And then you probably would have said Caraxes anyways.
Yeah, I would have. Vhagar's not even my favorite. Yeah.
All right, so take away Caraxes. Who's your favorite?
So remaining spoiler free.
Mm-hmm.
Vermithor.
And that's the one that Daemon sees in the.
Just the one that Daemon sings to, yeah.
That's like he's like in one quick scene. That's it.
Yeah, he sings. Yeah, but he's explained more in season 2.
Yeah.
Beyond. So I'm just going to remain spoiler free, but say my favorite dragon is Vermithor.
Okay.
Silverwing's also cool. But yeah, there's more. Like I said, there's going to be 6 dragons that are going to be announced, 6 to 7 maybe that are going to be announced in the new season. So it should be fun. But I do believe that only 4 of them will be regular. How regular is that going to be? Because HBO kind of did us dirty with season 1. We didn't get very much dragon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would have liked to have seen more, but we'll see. Yeah. So you've rewatched it. So we're going to come off House of the Dragon in a couple of minutes, guys, and we're going to go on to our next topic and then our next movie and franchise. Sorry, but final thoughts on House of the Dragon, Headless. I know that you've recently watched it. Does it still live up to the hype when it first came out? Are you still in love with House of the Dragon? And I know that the wait is a little bit too long, but
yeah.
I
mean, I think it was the best show of last year. I mean, it was the show that I look forward to the most every single week. You know, I mean, The Last of Us, even though I guess technically The Last of Us will be this year, because it did. I guess it came out in 2023. But I just couldn't wait, and I enjoyed doing the content with it, and I still give it a 10 out of 10. It was funny. I was actually talking to my wife about this, and I was trying to tell her, I'm like, I don't know. It's tough because season 1 of Game of Thrones was so amazing too, and it's just hard. I still think I would put Game of Thrones season 1 above this, and I think it's because of how many different characters and different storylines there are. Because in this, it is a little more linear. I mean, there's a couple that spread out, whatever, but it's basically just one kind of straight storyline with one kind of core group of characters. Where Game of Thrones, it's like boom at the beginning, and you're like, wait, who's this? Who's this? So I mean, I would still rank Game of Thrones season 1 higher, and I thought it did have more of a wow factor at the end. Even though I love the ending of this, don't get me wrong. You're talking about a 10 out of 10 versus a 9.5 out of 10. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's been the best show that I probably have seen in a couple of years at least.
I literally cannot fault you for a word that you just said. Yeah. I don't even know what to add to it. Season 1 is better. The only thing that I think holds some ground for House of the Dragon, especially season 1, was the interactiveness of the map and everything else that we got given. I don't know if that was given to everybody that watched the show, but for us breaking things down and being here on a social platform and showing people what we got, having those kind of breakdownable maps, with the 3D map that we had and the family tree and all that, I think that kind of plants its flag in the soil and says, hey, I'm a competitor. Season 1 Game of Thrones, because it's good. And I don't know if we had that in Game of Thrones years, it would have been cool.
I remember oh my gosh, I remember, like, I think I was in season 2 of Game of Thrones, and again, I didn't watch this live, so we watched the first 3 seasons. We binged it, and then season 4, I think, was the first season that we were at where we caught up live. So we like watched it, like I remember during, it's like it was like in winter, because I remember like we were just watching like 4, 5, 6 episodes a night, and we flew through it, and I remember having to God, where did I get that at? I felt like I had like a map. Maybe it was from the DVD case. It might have been from the DVD. I remember this fold out map, and I'm like studying it, trying to remember these names. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get through this? Because I was really, really confused in the beginning of season 2 when we meet Melisandre and we meet Stannis and just a bunch of new characters. I'm like, wait, where are the people we already know? Like, who are these people? And Seaworth and all those dudes. So
that's what cements Game of Thrones one of the best things, because it gives you the shock and awe factor of season 1, and then it doesn't even really talk about it much in season 2. It just references it very little, and then it builds and builds and builds, and then you get Red Wedding and all this. It's crazy. And I'm with you if you're a Red Wedding person. I feel you. I'm sorry. Yes, guys. Thank you for getting through this with me. House of the Dragon was always going to be the longest section of tonight. It's my passion. It's the thing that brought both of us together. So I want to thank again Headless, and everybody in the chat. This kind of stuff, especially House of the Dragon, is kind of the birth child of my new direction in YouTube. So I'll always remember that, and it'll always be a piece of my history and my legacy on YouTube. So yeah. Thank you, House of the Dragon. Thank you, HBO. I can't wait to do it. On to the next. So the next one that we're going to talk about that we broke down. I don't know if this was very easy to get you to do, but I think you were excited to talk about it, but you weren't as excited as House of the Dragon. I definitely got that vibe from you when we were talking.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that is Rings of Power.
yeah, this year series is weird for me because I don't know any lore at all. Like I don't know anything. Like
But
anything
you've
that's
seen Lord of the Rings.
I've seen Lord of the Rings, but like I said, I've only seen the Fellowship of the Ring maybe 2 times through, and I'm sure the second time I probably was on my phone most of the time because I don't really care for that movie that much. It's a little boring. I do like the second movie. I've seen that like probably 6 or 7 times. That was always my favorite movie. And then the third movie I've probably only seen like twice too. But that movie's good too. But the ending is just so darn long. It's like a 45-minute ending. So I literally like stop it once Aragorn is crowned king. I pretty much I'm good. I don't need to see the Hobbit part because that's ridiculous. But it's a little too weird for me. But
So
I'm
not sure if I've just missed it or if it's very soon. But there's like all the movie theaters are showing the Lord of the Rings movies again.
I think they are.
And I know a friend of mine is going, and they're all the extended versions, and she's literally spending like 14 hours in the movie theater. And I'm like, you go, girl, you go. And she's like, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I did like them. I saw the prequels in the theater. We saw all 3 of those. The second one, the one with Smaug, I've seen a couple times.
The Hobbit, yeah.
The Hobbit, and then the Desolation of
Smaug. It's still the Hobbit. It's still the Hobbit franchise. Yeah.
Right. But that one is like I think that one's the best. And I know we've talked about this before, where my least favorite part is that like you have to wait to the next movie to see him actually attack the town. Because I wish that part I can just put that together because that's like my favorite part of the series. But no,
I have very disdain for a talking dragon, unfortunately.
I know.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy them. Again, it's not like I dive deep into the lore. So I didn't even know what Rings of Power was going to be about. And there's nothing in there that like even when I saw the panel at San Diego Comic-Con back in July, I had no clue who any of the characters were. They didn't really talk about anything that was even linked really to the
series, yeah.
Series, I guess, or the sequel, yeah. So I had no clue what to even expect, and I just saw some negative reviews online. It was tough, and that was one thing that I'm like, we just decided kind of not to start off with it. And I also didn't want to watch it at the same time as House of the Dragon, and it basically was dropped at the same time.
Yeah, they were. I remember that they were competing, weren't they? They were literally on the same night of the week,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Or was it the same? Was it different nights, but basically they were dropping the same week?
I think Amazon usually drops it on Fridays.
Yeah.
Maybe Thursdays.
Okay. Well, they were definitely competing, which was definitely the wrong thing to do. And if Amazon, if you're listening, HBO, if you're listening, if you're not, you should be. And if you aren't here already, someone share it to them and get them here. # not sponsored. But guys, don't compete with each other. There's plenty of months and plenty of weeks in the year. Space it out and give all of us people, all of us nerds, time to watch these things and break them down and not have to compete for viewership. Because I love both of these things. Rings of Power was nice, but it was a slog for me. It really was, because I felt very drained coming out of House of the Dragon with my knowledge, and because it's very heavy on knowing things and trying to share stuff. And the Rings of Power was like, oh, geez, now I know a bit of that too. And it's like, okay. And it was a very hard switch to get out of Westeros and get into Tolkien's world. It was very hard. And I think I did it okay.
It's just a completely different type of show too, which is good. You don't want the same show. It's just completely. It's just a lot different. It wasn't
beautiful. May I say beautiful? By the way,
what'd you say?
May I say beautiful? An absolute beautiful show.
Yeah.
And they spent a lot of money on it, so I suppose it has to be. So let's play the trailer and let's look at that and see if we can remember anything from that and see if it sparks up any conversations. Umpty, I know that you might enjoy this. You were very prevalent and very talkative during Rings of Power. I remember that. You had lots of talking knowledge that you shared with us, which was very appreciative. And I can't wait to do more. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get any more Rings of Power. I believe we will, but with the news that we've had about more movies being made, then I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, here we go.
This is the trailer for Rings of Power on Amazon Prime Video. So yeah, I was super excited. I was going into the unknown with this. I had a little inkling with Erendil, and Rings of Power was okay. So they're going to talk about making the rings that we're given, 7 to the men and
Mhm.
however many to the dwarves, and like the monologue that we get given in the movies. I thought it was good. The scenery was amazing. Don't get me started on that armor again. Jesus.
Dude, it's so funny watching this right now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hey, I'm growing it. I'm gonna cosplay
right.
one day as him. There he is. Did you ever think in this trailer he was Sauron?
No,
Sorry,
not at
spoilers,
all.
people.
Yeah, I had no clue.
And did we get confirmation as to who this was? The wizard was? I still don't remember if we
I
did.
don't think so. I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. I'm forgetting these names. This is coming back to me now.
It's kind of crazy, right? I'm trying to sit here and think of their names. I can't remember her name.
Galadriel.
Galadriel, that's right. That's what happens when you don't watch something like that. There's that shot.
Khazad-dûm. There's the shot from the finale, basically. Hey, Christina Payne. So we're just watching the trailer for Rings of Power right now, for the official trailer. Here's who I thought was going to be a very different enemy. The Harfoots still didn't make sense for me.
That was probably the weirdest. That was the weirdest part of the show for me. I just part that I liked the least as well. Even their story was a little bit strange, but they also probably had the most action in it.
Yeah, and also they were added in for the show. They weren't Tolkien's characters.
Yeah.
That was like the first scene. That was in the first episode. So all this really cool stuff is basically in the first episode.
Yep.
This looks like a video game.
Yeah, I remember them breaking that scene down at SCCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good twist at the end, though. I remember.
Very good twist.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes were really good.
Awesome.
There you go,
guys. That was the trailer for Rings of Power. That brought back a lot of memories for me. I was like, whoa, I don't even remember some of that stuff. I was actually trying to log it in my brain. Some of the stuff, especially the snow scenes. But it came back to me at the end there. That was the first episode. When she goes and finds his lair. And basically, that's her whole story, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely different. A lot different than House of the Dragon was, But again, the character development in that was really well done because at the end we knew all the characters' names and we kind of knew what their story was going to be or where they're headed. And again, I think the cliffhanger at the end was really good. I'm still going to be really interested to see what they're going to do when they recast. What's his name? Was it Adar? Is that what his name was?
Yeah, Adar.
Adar.
Do you know that Adar was? See, now I've gone blank, but Adar was in Game of Thrones.
He was in Game of what character? Do you know? I could look it up.
Please, because it's absolutely just left my brain, and I do remember seeing it. But yeah, he was in. I'm sure he was in Game of Thrones.
Rings of Power. So the actor's name. Let's see here. I always forget that it's Daniel Wayman, who's playing the stranger. I always forget that.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for dropping links, Christina Payne. I appreciate it. So, what did you think of Rings of Power, the first season? I know he said here that I hope we do, but I have doubts that we do. And that's for the next season. So
he has doubts that there's going to be a next season?
Yeah, because of the news and the story of the new movies. So it could mess up all this franchise and storyline.
No, they just came on not that long ago and said that they're in the process of already filming.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It Rings of Power season 2. Now, is it going to be, more than one more season? Who knows? But yeah, they already did come and say that. Man, I really am having a hard time finding this guy's name.
No worries.
Just not there.
Papa Missouri, welcome in, my friend. I appreciate you being here.
So here's the thing, like IMDb, I'm not even sure if they have him listed because of a spoiler.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So, Papa Missouri
Who's
says,
Isildur?
sorry, my speeder bike broke down. Isildur.
Isildur. Who is that again?
Isildur, that's the son of
Oh, yeah.
Eladin.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so the actor's name is Joseph Maui. So in Game of Thrones, oh my gosh, you know who he is?
I do know. It's not on the edge of my tongue.
Benjen Stark.
Yeah, Benjen. Yeah, it's Benjen. Uncle
Wow.
Benjen. That was Adar.
Huh. It's so funny. He doesn't even look like him.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Benjen Stark.
Well, that came out in September, guys. We are both massive Game of Thrones nerds, and this is new news to both of us pretty much in the last week or so, and Headless today. So pretty crazy.
I had
So-
no idea.
What was your favorite aspect or favorite weave that they spun that they weaved in this show? Like favorite duo, favorite character storyline. What you're most invested in for season 2? What do you want to see more?
I mean, I know it ended up linking together. I mean, probably Durin and what's his name? The elf. I know it's crazy, man. I should have looked it up. I can't remember. But anyways, that I like that relationship the most. And like I said, I know that
I really don't know.
I know it's not Halbrand, it's something like that. I remember always getting those names confused. I know it's crazy when you don't watch something, that you haven't seen multiple seasons of. Sometimes it's hard to remember their names, especially when they're so different. I'm going back right now to see if I can find it. So his name is.
We apologize, guys.
Because Halbrand is Sauron, right? Sauron.
Yeah, Halbrand is Sauron.
Okay, Sauron. So. Oh, Elendil.
Elendil. No,
Elendil.
not Elendil. No, not Elendil. No.
No, it's not him either.
That's the human. That's the man. That's the father of Isildur.
I don't know why I can't find it. You'd think he would be like Nori, Marigold.
What's the name of the elf that runs around with the dwarf?
Oh, Elrond.
Elrond. Of course. How did I forget Elrond?
I don't know how I forgot either. But yeah, the interaction between Elrond and Durin for me was probably the best part. That was the most interesting. I mean, I like Galadriel as well. I like that whole aspect of it as well. But
yeah, and I'm sorry, but IMDb, if you're listening, another person that should be, if you're not, move Elrond up that list on IMDb. He shouldn't be that far down. He's a main character in the show with Galadriel.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie. He answered Elrond. We appreciate you. And that's why you're here, Auntie, because you watch the show with us. We appreciate it. So yeah, that was your favorite. So it was Elrond, and yeah, I like that one. For me, I did like Halbrand and Galadriel. I did like how that all twisted together at the end. That was fun. I liked not knowing who he was. Genuinely not knowing who he was all the way through it. They twisted it and they kept it going. It was pretty crazy. Prince Durin and Elrond were my favorite too, says Umpty. But I also like the giant wizard unknown. Yeah.
I like that character. I just thought it was weird with all the halflets. I just thought that part was weird. But I mean, you had to have, because again, they're basically hobbits, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Okay.
Basically, yeah. What their species will basically become hobbits later down the line. That we'll get to see at the Shire and all that stuff. So we're going to end out our Rings of Power conversation. Is it rewatchable for you? Would you go back and rewatch it?
Oh man, I don't know.
If we get announced season 2 coming September, are you going to find time to go watch season 1 to recap, or are you just going to jump in?
I'm going to watch Screen Crush.
Shout out to Screen Crush, another guy, hashtag not sponsored, but yeah, shout out to Screen Crush.
I don't think I can invest all that time in there again. I might actually watch a couple of our reviews again, especially like the last one, just to kind of like to see what our thoughts were on it and stuff, and just to get the character names.
Cletus, thanks for that comment. Thought Headless Head was the giant wizard. Appreciate you being here, Cletus. Well, I could definitely rewatch it, and I probably am going to rewatch it because I really enjoyed it, and I don't know, I like being knowledgeable and being able to drop.
No, I hear you.
You know, being able to drop bombs and stuff. So
I would probably rewatch some of it. To sit there though and watch the entire series all the way through, I don't think I could do it.
Okay.
Not that I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it, and breaking it down definitely maybe understand it better. But like, it's still like it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't do the same thing it does like Twin Peaks or Breaking Bad or Dexter. All these shows that I've watched multiple times. It just doesn't hold my attention, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, it's still got time. It's got time. Says that he is house sitting for his brother next week, and he might rewatch it, but he also has to finish Andor and some other shows too. Yeah, I'm
not watching Andor again. I'll tell you that.
I'm never watching Andor, so yeah.
Garbage.
Okay, well, so that's the end of our discussion with Rings of Power. I think I was right when I started this discussion that it wasn't something that you were super hyped to do. But again, I'm grateful that you did. I like that you put everything that you had to it, and you enjoyed it, and you, like you just said, you actually learned some stuff. So
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So now
I'm glad we did it because it definitely is not. I mean, I was gonna watch the show, but I do think because of the negativity surrounding it, unfortunately, I started thinking I wasn't going to watch it, and I think that being able to break it down with you, I think it made me watch it, and I did enjoy it. I did. It's a different type of watch, and this is the reason why I also haven't watched the whole Lord of the Rings trilogies many times, because it's just a different type of show.
Yeah,
there's so much in-depth talking and world building, and it's just there's so much. Like I don't even know what episode or not episode. I don't even know what movie it's in. But like, I just remember like them being by the Alps. That's probably the first one, and they're just talking about this and that, and then what's her face comes down, and all that, and I don't know.
Some of my favorite movies, all of those are some of my favorite movies, and I can sit and watch them on repeat. So, it's very different, how people like things and how people don't. I like that comment, Umpty, but there's always enough time to watch Game of Thrones. You just make time. He says, I would like to rewatch Game of Thrones, but don't have time for that. So I think Rings of Power would be a quick rewatch. Yeah, that's not bad. 10 episodes compared to 80.
Yep.
So, but the 80 episodes compared are so much better. But yeah, thank you, Rings of Power. Thank you for being part of the channel. Thank you, Amazon Prime, for spending so much money and entertaining us for 10 episodes. Go and do it again if you like. So next, you're going to have to remind me. Was it the little people or the people in space? It was Willow, right?
Yeah, Willow was next.
Cool. So we have the little apropos Willow title because it's Willow and he's short, and we have him in the corner also fighting the dragon. If we take me and Headless down off for a second, you see he's fighting the dragon on the thumbnail. That was a pretty good one. What did you think to Willow, dude? I know that we watched the movie prior to the show coming out. That was super fun. Did we do a watch along for that? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
We should have. Damn
should have. You're right. We should have done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then everyone would have hated the show then versus the movie.
they would, yeah. So go on, Willow. What did you think? TV show. I know we have the trailer, but what we'll do is we'll talk about Willow for a little bit, and then we'll play the trailer, and then we'll move on to Star Wars.
Yeah. As we know now, it's been canceled. So I don't want to say it was a waste of time, but it kind of was a waste of time because it didn't really do anything for the overall lore of the show. We got a few really strange scenes, but I did like how it ended. Did I love the new characters? Not really. I mean, there's a couple decent ones, but I just, there's a lot of unanswered questions we'll obviously never get. And when I was at Lexington, I met Warwick for my second time, and I had brought this up to him, and he basically said, he's like, yeah, it's been canceled. It won't be picked up from another company because it's a Disney product, And yeah, he's like, never say never, but it doesn't look great.
So I added a update. I know that we did a video on Raven Reviews talking about this.
Yeah.
I did an update because I went and visited the link that we both had, and it had been updated. So the series creator John Kasdan categorized Willow's status more as a pause than a cancellation. And this states this in the article that we both read. He noted that season 2 had been written and he hopes that it will eventually be made, but not for at least the next 12 months.
Okay, well, we'll see if that happens then. We might get it. We might get it.
So yeah, so this is from the same article that we shared on the Raven Reviews. It was just an updated piece a couple of days afterwards, and I made a short video on my channel about it. And yeah, so that's some good news, I guess, that it could come back. Season 2 has been written, so the ending for season 1 with the books can make sense going forward for structure and for continuity issues.
Because they teased it was going to be like 3 seasons, right? Isn't that what the books did?
Yeah,
it was like 3, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I would like to. I would like to bring it back, but.
Oh, Charles, I love you, Charles.
But again, another show that we tried, and I think one thing the viewership on our channels when we were ranking that down was as high as House of the Dragon or even Ring of Powers for that matter. But yeah, it's either like you hated it or you loved it, or But again, I am I going to go back and rewatch season 1? No, absolutely not. But I would watch season 2 if it comes out. So.
Mm-hmm. And I want you all to stay tuned because I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek for next week's Milky's Live on Monday night. We're going to have a quick 20-minute tier list category. We're going to put what we've watched into a tier list individually, and then we'll have what our favorite thing was that we watched, and our least favorite thing was that we currently watched together. But that'll be next week as a quick little side thing that we can do, which will be fun. So yeah, let's play the trailer for Willow. I want to say thank you to Disney Plus for even giving it us. I really enjoyed hanging out with you and watching it. It was quite fun. It was always fun each week trying to guess and overhype what we wanted to see, and it never deliver.
Well, and that was one of the biggest problems with it, is that I think we came up with better ideas than they did. So
you can't have an opinion if you never tried to watch it. That's the way I see it, says Poppy Missouri.
Yep, there you go.
Cool. So this is the trailer, guys, for Willow, the official trailer. So for this one, I was super hyped. I had when I knew this was coming. Oh,
man, sorry. I'm gonna restart it. All right, sorry about that.
So yeah, when this came out, I was super hyped. This was a forgotten franchise in my eyes. It was a cult classic of a movie that came out years and years ago, and I never thought that we'd ever get to revisit this kind of world. And then watching the movie as soon as the show was announced was fun to relive that, because it was genuinely probably like the second time or maybe even the first time I'd ever seen it. I did love it. You're a massive Lucasfilm nerd. What did you think of it? What were your thoughts?
Again, it's just funny watching this now. I haven't watched this in how many months. They make it seem like it's going to be so good and not like too kiddie or too goofy. And unfortunately, it was very goofy and just very odd and very now type language and everything else.
Yeah.
And at the end of every episode, we would get a current song kind of remade, which was weird. It was just weird. I mean, I liked it. It was cool, but it didn't fit the show.
Didn't fit the show's aesthetic that it was trying to put us in. It was taking us out of the medieval world and bringing us back into reality.
Well, watching this right now, they make it look like it's gonna be pretty darn good. I mean, granted, there's characters in here that we don't know, but
yeah. So who was your favorite character in this show? Was it gonna be Willow?
It ain't him, I'll tell you that. I mean, probably, even though he didn't really do a lot, unfortunately. He did a little training. And I don't know. I don't know. They're
I like
all kind of
I liked
blah.
Borman. I thought Borman those white monkeys were
Borman,
insane. Yeah, Borman was quite funny.
but again, he didn't even really have much of
After
a
the show
role.
finished.
Like he didn't have much of a role in it though. Like his whole thing with to be in the show was to find that whatever the heck he was looking for. I can't even remember now.
The arcane.
The arcane, right? That was like his whole point was it was just someone to link to Madmartigan, which unfortunately, he couldn't have been in it. Now, if he was in it, it would have been better, possibly, but you can't do anything about that. If
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Papa Missouri, you can wake back up. If you want those alarms. Sorry, the Willow talk is pretty much almost over. Scratch says, I didn't even know that there was a new Dungeons and the Dragon movie coming out. Yeah, it's kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah,
not many people know. But the trailer looks awesome.
It is kind of strange how they promoted it. Because I felt like there was more promotions back during the summer than there has been in the last 2 months. But the reviews look pretty good. I mean, I actually just looked it up a couple days ago on Rotten Tomatoes to kind of see where it was sitting at right now, because it was at like over 90%.
Okay.
I'm excited to see it. I wasn't. It's funny. We were back and forth like during Comic-Con when we actually went to see the panel for that as well, and it looked good, but it looked a little cheesy. And actually, some of the last trailers I've seen or promo spots have looked a little bit cheesy as well. But it's funny that the reviews are so good. Right now, sitting at 90% right now.
Wow. Okay, and the trailer does look really good. It actually got me hyped. And, if it's got dragons in it, I'm going to be excited. Mm-hmm. But I must say, I don't think I've ever played a single game of D&D.
Neither did I.
Ever in my life. I know people still play it to this day. I know that I have a independent toy store in my, I say local town, but it's 16-mile drive away. But that is technically the local town. There's an independent toy store there called Boom. And he's just bought a second premises. And I was talking with him recently, and I was like, how cool it is that you're now going to have a second retail store. And he said, Milky, it's not a retail store, my friend. It's a D&D meetup with a big table in the room, and that's it. Yeah. He's literally hired a retail store to put a big table in there and loads of chairs around it, and people can live play D&D. And he's got I was like, how is that even still booming in this day and age? He's like, you'd be surprised. I get 20, 30 people wanting to come every week.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to go to that. I want to play one day and see what it's like.
I've always found it really interesting, and I just, honestly, the problem is finding people that are willing to sit down and play that type of game,
and imaginative people, because it's all it's all using your imagination.
Yep, because years ago before COVID, I was playing A Song of Ice and Fire, the tabletop game. And I was in a group and everything. And the problem with that game is that they changed the stats, and then they don't give you new cards. You literally have to use your phone the entire time. It gets annoying. Like, I don't want to be on my phone when I'm playing that kind of game. Like, that's the point of playing that type of game. If I only want my phone, I'll play Jackbox, or I'll just play a game on my phone. I don't want to have to keep looking at my phone, and so I don't know. And I just kind of got out of it because I used to do painting, the little models and everything. I would sit down hours and hours and hours painting Jon Snow and all of the veterans and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I eventually just kind of sold it all. But again, it's the difficult thing to try to find a group of people that are willing to sit down and actually play somewhat serious. Because there's other games that we play that it doesn't even really work.
Yeah, and have you yet to play a Funkoverse game?
I did. It's terrible.
My Game of Thrones one is still sealed.
It's horrible. I did not like that at all. I don't know.
I've never played it.
There's another game. There's a couple of other games. Like, you ever hear of Munchkin?
Nope.
Okay, so Munchkin is kind of, sort of like a. It's kind of like a D&D, I think. Whereas you have powers, and it's a card game. Maybe it's more like not Pokemon. What's the other one? Like Magic the Gathering, kind of, maybe. but like you have to like earn levels, and you have to get to a certain level, and people can fight each other, and you can team up, and I think it's a little easier probably to understand. But again, it's a matter of finding people that are willing to sit and play that kind of game, because if you don't care about it, then you can just race through and win quickly, because people aren't playing right. But
so you're talking there in the chat about D&D. You're probably the most up-to-date, knowledgeable D&D guy in the chat here. So is there YouTube guys out there that do this? Like 4 guys get together on a weekend and they do live streams and play D&D? Because if there is, I'd like to be linked to some of these and maybe check them out. And if I can learn some of the stuff while watching, and you never know, maybe one day I can jump in, and who knows, you could see it on a channel soon near you, Headless and me hosting a D&D night. It'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I would imagine you need a camera to show your table. I mean, I really don't know how it works. There's another game called Red Dragon Inn, which is kind of, again, I think it's similar. It's a fun game, but again, you got to get people that are willing to sit, because these are not like half-an-hour games. This isn't Uno, right?
Oh yeah. I want to play that one night with you as well. But Drunk Uno, yeah. Drunk Uno with cash on the line will be a good one.
I freaking hate Uno, dude. I think Uno is a useless game.
It's just fun on stream.
Yeah, I know. But,
yeah. Cool. Let's move on.
It's good for like an end of the night game where you just don't care anymore.
Yeah. Let's move away from Willow. Let's bring it on. We have 2 more left, guys, so we'll probably go another 10, 15, 20 minutes max. We have Star Wars. That's what's coming up next. I don't have no trailers for this, because which one did I bloody pick?
All right.
I typed in looking for trailers, and I was like, damn it. And I was going to be funny and do Last Jedi just to wind you up. So yeah, go ahead, dude. You can take us from here. The Star Wars stuff, it's been a labor of love for you. I attach Game of Thrones more to my channel, and you attach Star Wars more to your channel on the forefront. I know that we're both just as much a fan of each franchise. But yeah, I want to thank you for your knowledge and bringing me on the Star Wars journey that you did, giving me the list that you said was the right one to follow. The story made sense for me a lot more than it did from remembering when I'd watched them as kids and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's still going, dude. Like, we're still on this Star Wars grind. So
yeah, I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah, that's the thing with Star Wars. That's what's nice about it, is that there always will be something with now, the fact that Disney now is, bought it, and I mean, maybe they're not doing the greatest thing with it, but at least I feel like at least moving forward, we're going to have Star Wars for quite a while. This is, and this is why there's so many people on YouTube that do Star Wars. There's a ton of people out there that do it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Umty says Critical Role is the most famous and followed YouTube Dungeons and Dragons GTA group that I can remember. Okay, yeah, good idea to bring that up. Good thinking.
Yeah, I just figured I'd bring that up since we don't have a trailer.
Yeah, good thinking. So here is our list of all the movies that we watched, how we ranked them. Obviously, the top in blue is my favorite from 1 to 10, and red is Headless Ned Stark's. There's some contrasting differences there for sure.
So would you change any of this after now watching this all? We're halfway through Mando season 3. Is there anything you would change?
I would bring Rogue One down.
And like underneath where?
I would replace it with Return of the Jedi.
So New Hope is above Rogue One now for you then, probably?
Yes. So A New Hope would stay in 4th, and I would just swap 3 and 5.
Yeah, I got you. I think my big one would be because I rewatched Rise of Skywalker. The movie's so bad, dude. I would drop that down. On
my list, you would drop that down?
No, on my list. On Rise of Skywalker, for me, it's funny. I went into IMDb today, actually. I literally went in today, and I wanted to double check what I ranked that movie, and I forgot I gave on the IMDb you can't do halves, so I had just marked it as an 8. I moved it down to a 6. So now, is it worse than Solo? I'd probably rather watch Rise than Solo. So I'd probably give it a 7, but I would probably I would swap Rise and Phantom Menace. Those are the 2 I would swap. I would put Phantom Menace above it.
Okay.
But I think I'm pretty solid in everything else. That's pretty much my order still.
I would say that's obvious for you, my friend. Obvious, and that could change very soon.
Oh wait,
But I'm not,
wait, Umpty
he
just
hasn't seen
reminded me.
Mando.
Umpty just reminded me of Jar Jar. Never mind, I'm not switching it. Oh,
Well, guys, we're not going to stay around on Star Wars for much too long because we do have another one to go after this, and we do still have Star Wars content currently coming out on both of our channels, and Star Wars is actually going to have quite a big connection with what's coming in the future. If you know the title of this video, a look back with a view to the future. That's what we're currently doing now. We're just looking back over the stuff that we've done and reminiscing and talking with each other about it and with you guys in a chat. And then we've got one more thing to talk about, one more show, and then we're going to basically turn to the future, and we're going to give you guys the layout, the lowdown, dates, everything that you need for what's coming next. So definitely stay tuned for that. But we have, one more show to watch, to talk about, that we watched, and this might surprise you, but it's my favorite show this year, and I don't think it's going to change. And it's The Last of Us.
Oh, favorite show well, I mean, for sure right now. I mean, yeah, I agree.
I don't think anything's going to come out this year that's going to beat The Last of Us, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, so what I'm looking forward to is, Yellow Jackets just came out, season 2. So we still haven't watched it. We're probably going to end up watching that maybe tomorrow.
Is the whole season out, bingeable, ready to watch?
It's not. You have season 1 is on Showtime or
yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, it drops once. It's one episode per week.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So we'll probably watch it tomorrow. I think that's what the plan is, because I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do it tonight. But so that I'm excited for that, because I really liked season 1. So it'll be curious to see at the end how I feel about this versus The Last of Us. But The Last of Us was so good. You know, and you know, the only other show I can really see that may beat it would be Ahsoka.
I think it's going to be too hyped. I think it's going to be too hyped, and it's going to come too late in the year, and it's going to flop. Personally,
Ahsoka?
Yeah, I do. I think dude, I genuinely feel like it's going to be too late in the year, and everyone's going to be hyped for it, and there's going to be nothing there.
I don't, dude. I mean,
the first season of her new show, I think it will continue after the first season and get better and better.
Dude, I think Ahsoka's gonna be really good. Mando season 3 has not been great. Now that I'm kind of like, because I'm not sure what the point of it is. Like, the point of it, I thought originally was them just to go to Mandalore, but now it's just like I'm not really sure where they're going with this. It's been a really uneven season, and I've been a little bit like, I've been I've been a little disappointed. Yes.
Crash Test Dummy 2. And then, how about Dancing with the Stars? Okay.
And then we're gonna break down Hell's Kitchen.
Dude, don't get me. I've never missed an episode.
I love Hell's Kitchen, though. I do, but yeah.
I'm a fully trained chef at college catering. That's my profession. If I was to work, but yeah, I've never ever missed an episode of Hell's Kitchen since start to end. I love it. One of the best things ever.
We might have missed 1 or 2 seasons, like during COVID, because we weren't sure what was going on. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought it was COVID. They must have had like a bunch recorded or something. But
yeah, there's big plans for my future with those kind of shows. Like, I might have said it the other day with some, I don't know where I said it, but I know I said it. I want to get to America, become an American citizen, and as soon as I can legally apply for Big Brother America, I'm doing it. And then when I can legally apply for Hell's Kitchen, I'm doing it. So it's like, stay tuned, because you'll see me on TV. I want to do both those shows, but I'm never going to do Dancing with the Stars. Don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Hell's Kitchen ended my dreams of going to culinary school. Just saying.
I watched Survivor too. I watched every season of Survivor except for season 1. We try to go back and rewatch it, knowing I already know who won and stuff, but like, dude, I really can't watch it because it's not HD and it's so old at this point. Like, it's kind of brutal to watch it.
I've never seen Survivor.
You never seen it, huh? It's pretty good.
No, I'm a Big Brother guy. I watch Big Brother.
Oh, Big Brother, dude. Dude, we should break that down.
Dude, don't get me, dude. You think I know House of the Dragon and Harry Potter and all that crap? Big Brother, I've never missed. And the American Big Brother is the piece de la resistance of Big Brother. It is so effing good. It's unbelievable. We have the UK one, which was the first ever one. It was the social experiment with cameras in the house, and certain things happened. There were sexual scenes caught on national television and broadcast to millions, and it got banned and then took away, and now it's come back and it's crap. And you guys took it on, adopted it, and you've made it such a cool show. Just such a cool show with the way that you guys do it.
Because you don't get much in the summertime. You just don't. There's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
So that's three days a week. We love it. And then when we go on vacation in like July, we'll tape 3 weeks of it. So we'll have 9 or 10 episodes, and we get back and we're like, boom, boom, boom. We won't watch any spoilers or anything, and we just get it's cool.
Before I had YouTube, I lived with my parents, I would get my mum to message her friend in America and get her friend to vote for me, because it was very important that my vote counted.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. And now I can just buy a SIM card and vote for myself anyway. But
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. But The Last of Us, we are here to talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I love how I brought up The Last of Us, and it spurred on a conversation that spoke about long-lasting, really cool favorite shows that we have in our lives. So that just shows testament to what The Last of Us really is and how it will continue to go forward. You played the video game. Who did it better, Naughty Dog or HBO?
I mean, it basically is the same. I mean, there's only a few minor little changes, but I do like the changes they did on the television series. I liked all of them. Like I didn't think there was any change that he made that they ruined that. Beside maybe just a couple of
removing zombies.
Yeah, they removed. Yeah, I really wish in that last episode it would have been another 15 minutes longer, and we would have seen more of the infected, like in the game. Like that was one part that they probably should have added in there.
The flooded tunnel scene, which should have been there. The flooded tunnel scene.
Yep.
I wanted to see the scene with Ellie, and you had to shoot the zombie next to Ellie before it got her when she climbs over the fence. Would have been a great episode. Would have been a great point. But
yeah, I don't know why they took out so much of the infected at the end of that series. And I understand, like the last episode, he's going through and he's he's killing all those people in the hospital. Spoiler alert. But and it was great. Don't get me wrong, but like the beginning of that episode was so slow. And they could have this. I don't know. Even if they would have added 10 minutes at the end of the last episode and done something, or just start off with that. And then they get captured in whatever else. But so that was one misstep, I thought. The only other thing that I really wish we would have saw is when he's hanging upside down and he's in the game is shooting the infected coming in.
You come across Frank.
Yes, yeah, that was another part that I really, really wish they would have added. But basically between those two, I mean, I thought the show was great. I'm really, really glad that I played the game though. It's hard to pick. I mean, one's a video game, one you're just sitting there watching, so it's tough. Video games sometimes can get a little tedious because you're just doing, puzzles or doing this and that. But I thought they were both really well done.
You brought a different dynamic to it. I've played the game. I've completed the game. I am more of a PDX type player. I know where I'm going, and I'm going to go and do it. I'm not going to look around. I know that you're an explorative kind of guy, and it made sense with your gameplay for that show. But it was me and Papa Missouri can both vouch. We had an absolute ball watching you play that game. It was hilarious, And you took all our jokes and you played along with them. You weren't taking anything seriously, which you shouldn't do when you're a gamer, because it's we're here to just pull your bones and wind you up. I'll forever love the fact that I told you that you should get that thing on that truck with the red lion. It had already gone, dude. You'd already passed it.
I still don't know where the heck that was.
So I typed my message at the point where I could see it on screen.
Yeah.
But by the time it had come through to your PlayStation, you'd already gone past the point of no return.
Yeah. That's right.
And then trying to explain to you not to go back was the hardest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough when you think like that. That's for sure.
Yeah. We need to have it more. We need to get like watches or something. I can just beam you and go, get that. And it's instant. It's not using YouTube's notes. Umpty did say a couple more things in the chat here. He goes, he doesn't have cable to watch Big Brother, but a guy who used to work with is on the 1,000-pound sisters, and all that is filmed close to me. And he also said, I want to try and get him on a live, but he has to have all that stuff approved through Discovery. And welcome in, Kenneth Wood. Thank you for being here, buddy.
That's the tough part about getting somebody,
Yeah.
Because even when I met Warwick, you could see on his banner and then on his table, it literally says like the booking agent email, and I'm sure it costs a pretty penny to even have him, do something. So, but.
So yeah, I stand by my statement. The Last of Us is my favorite TV show of 2023. I don't think it's going to get beaten, in my opinion, and you can call that out if you like in 2024, because I genuinely can't think of anything that's going to stump it. TV wise, movies, that's a different story, but TV wise, I can't think of anything. It was fantastic. It really was.
It will be really curious to see once we get, and I know we've kind of touched upon this before, but when we get through Clone Wars and we get through Rebels and you get to see these characters become live action characters in Ahsoka, I'd be really curious to see if you still feel the same way when Ahsoka's over.
Yeah. And I think I'm justified with my reasoning right now because I haven't got that knowledge for these other shows.
Yeah. But like I said, I agree. Yeah. Right now, it's definitely about the best. Definitely been the best show. I mean, hands down.
Yeah, and so let's watch the trailer for Last of Us. I don't think we've watched that yet on this live, and then that will be the end of looking back on our stuff. Again, thank you, Headless. It's a recurring theme for this live stream. I thank you, Headless, for being my co-host and doing all this stuff. I appreciate it. It's been real fun, and I can't wait to do more coming forward. And that's what the future is, guys. So watch this trailer, and then we're going to go and tell you what's coming next. And that trailer is going to be The Last of Us, which will be fun because we just watched all of it. This is the very most prominent thing in our minds for TV show wise. And I appreciate all 4 of you that have been here all night consistently. Thank you. We're not going to stop doing this. We're still going to be here every Monday night. We're going to be breaking down, having fun. So let's do it. This is the last trailer of the night, guys. There's my boy, Pedro Pascal.
Like, I knew this was going to be good, though, just because of the actors. Just from watching Game of Thrones and seeing both these guys in there, you knew they were going to be good.
Yeah, of course. We've said in this live stream already, we're both massive fans of Game of Thrones, and knowing that these two were even being cast in it, it just blew my mind. And I couldn't believe that Pedro Pascal was in yet another show, yet another big name, high profile show.
Yep.
Like, this guy deserves all the awards in the world. He's great. And I've defended this guy to the hilt, but you all know my disdain for a certain guy in a red suit. This guy doesn't fit that script whatsoever. He's Joel. He's the Mandalorian. He's, I never even knew that this was from the people from Chernobyl. Chernobyl's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that show, that's on HBO. That's a good one.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
It's like a mini series. What is it, like 6 episodes?
Yeah. So I like the trailer here. That it is kind of working in the way that it worked through the episodes. They're not giving us something from the end.
That's a little later in it.
But it's the same episode as this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's the end.
Yeah, that's.
I don't remember seeing that.
Well, I think that's when she has the kid. When the flashback.
Yeah, but I don't remember seeing that in the trailer.
The exact scene, or you don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's funny too. They don't really show the infected too much in this, do they?
No, they really don't show the infected too much. Which, to be fair to them, they didn't show very much of them in the show either. But here we go.
Oh, there you go, right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Love it, dude. It still brings the memories back. Love that show.
I'm probably gonna go back and rewatch that too.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is this rewatchable?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I got a couple weeks left into spring break, and then I'll have like a bunch of days off. So I'm probably gonna build some Legos, and I'll probably rewatch that, just like I did House of the Dragon. I'll knock it out in like 3 days or 2 days or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna rewatch it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna commit to Yellow Jackets season 1. Because I watched an episode, I think it was on Screen Crush, second shout out of the night. He did a whole breakdown of season 1, and I kind of dipped into that a little bit and was like, okay, you sold it to me. I'm going to go watch it. So I kind of know what's going to happen, but hey, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
for the
but I
fun of
mean,
it.
there's if you literally watch it, there's so much other stuff than he broke down because I watched it too, and there's a
And do you know
lot.
why I need to watch season 2? There's only one reason.
There's got to be somebody in it that we know.
So I seen a trailer and it's Elijah Wood. It's Frodo Baggins. He's sat in a car talking to somebody, and I'm like, oh my god, Frodo Baggins.
Oh, you're right. He is in the second season. You're right.
So I seen a trailer for season 2 and Elijah Wood was in it, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, we'll be watching. I'll be watching that. So that might be something that we can talk about and maybe bring to the channel, maybe for some future things. So yeah, that's it. We've looked back, dude.
It's good, man.
Didn't take that long.
It's been a good ride so far. What has it been? It's been about 8 months or so at this point.
September was when Rings of Power came out, so that was the same time as House of the Dragon. So yeah.
Well, House of the Dragon was October. We started breaking down with episode 2, so I think it's the first one we started. It was either 2 or 3.
Yeah, we came together as 2, but we did separate things for episode 1, right?
Or we did. You know what we did? You know, the first live we did together was is when we did the first half of the season. We did episodes 1 through 5, and then we did weekly 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably September. It was probably September. So yeah, like
it's been a long time.
7 months. 7 months.
7 months, and we are coming on to our 1-year anniversary of working together.
Yeah,
that'll be a fun live stream when we work that out. We'll definitely keep guys informed for that one, and we'll do a nice celebration party or something. It'll be a good night. But looking to the future, dude, I know that we talk about this a lot. We are very forward-thinking YouTubers. It's one thing that you have done with introducing yourself and your content around my world and my stuff is you've made me more of a forward-thinking YouTuber. And I appreciate you handing that off onto me because it's definitely made me a lot easier to structure content and to structure my mind for things that we're talking about and things that we're doing next. And that leads me perfect into the segue of looking into the future. So do you want to share one of the first things that's coming up next? Hey champ, have you received the belt yet? I haven't, Bob in Missouri. Nothing came this morning, unfortunately. I'm waiting on a box from Canada. I'm waiting on a box from America. And I'm waiting on a box from England. All to turn up. That is supposed to be due very, very soon. So hopefully I get it real soon. But if not, I will have a belt for Wednesday night anyway. But yeah, that's coming up later. We'll talk about that real soon. But Headless, do you want to announce one of the first things that we've got coming up on the channel soon? Next.
Yeah, so starting April 23rd, starting over on my channel, and then continuing on the following Monday. So it'll be like a month thing. It'll be eight straight episodes. We're going to break down each of the Harry Potter movies. So we're going to be doing, Sorcerer's Stone, and then Chamber of Secrets. So that'll be like the 23rd and 24th, and we'll do that continuing all the way through till we're finished with that. So it's about a month of content.
Every Sunday, Monday, yeah?
Yep. So 2 movies a week we'll be breaking down. And then in between that, we'll be dropping a video series on the Clone Wars. So on my channel, you can look for that video that kind of explains everything and goes through what we're going to actually be watching. Because we're not going to watch all 7 seasons. It would be a lot. So I've kind of come up with a list of the best arcs and the episodes that make the most sense to kind of get the gist of the entire series. So I'll be making our video on that next week, and then we'll probably be starting that probably about the same week. So probably the week of the 23rd, and then we're both going to be dropping 1 arc video per channel each week.
And it's not going to be live streams, guys. It's going to be videos that you'll get notified, and you'll be able to talk to us in the chat and things. We might not be there premiering it live, but you'll be able to be in the chat and leave us comments and stuff, and we'll answer them as quick as we can and get back to you guys. But yeah, we just wanted to give some actual video content instead of just always lives, just to mix it up a little bit. But that's super exciting. I'm super excited. Harry Potter is going to be insane, amazing. Can't wait to do it.
Yep.
I know that we could be joined with guests as well for that series, so that should be fun. I don't want to confirm anybody right now in case things don't quite work out, and then you have to explain yourself later on. But just know that we are open to guests, and we should probably have guests with us at least every week. So that'll be really, really fun. Harry Potter, I cannot wait. And go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and then after Clone Wars, eventually we'll lead into Rebels as well. So we have a lot more coming. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're sticking with the Star Wars grind. Collectively, that's where we're going forward. I know as soon as I hit 500, guys, which I'm 6 or 7 away, the 100 movies bucket list, stuff starts happening. I've watched like Titanic and Snatch and 2001: A Space Odyssey, and they're already filmed, edited, all done. So I just got to wait, 500 subscribers, and that unlocks that content. Because I always said that I wanted to do that. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, let us know in the comments down below whether you liked the episode today, what we broke it down, and if you're excited for the future. Anything else that you would like to add, Headless? I know that we've gone over a little bit today. I was only planning on being on for about an hour, but that's what happens when I talk about Rings of Power for 45 minutes. Yeah, sorry, House of the Dragon.
Yes. So I just dropped a video on Lexington Con, so you guys can probably head over there and check that out. I think that this went up about 20 minutes ago or so. And I'll be gaming probably either Wednesday or Thursday this week. I was supposed to do the downloadable content from Last of Us, the Ellie stuff, but I just never got to it last week. So I'm going to be doing that this week for sure. And then let's see, on Saturday, we will be on Ryan's channel live doing a watch party for WrestleMania. And then we'll be on my channel for my regular live on Sunday. So it'll be a little bit later, usually at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I think it'll be...
Well, wrestling starts at 8
p.m. So we'll be an hour later for that. But we'll be live on both those nights.
On the Saturday, I'll be on 30 minutes before the show. Okay. I'm going to go live 30 minutes before the show starts so that we can be here. Everyone can know what we're going to be doing. And then, we'll be watching it. I won't be able to show you, obviously, guys, on the screen.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it on your own.
But I can put a link in the chat and you can click the link. So, but it's going to be a fun WrestleMania. Is going to be a great night. But that leads me, thank you for mentioning that, Headless, because that actually leads me into telling you guys tomorrow night, Horseman, Jeremy's channel, Let's Start Pop Collection. We're going to be playing games night. We're going to be doing like Would You Rather and silly little games. It's going to be a fun-filled night with the Horsemen. Cannot wait to do it. But the fun doesn't stop there, guys, because BOP Wednesday. We all know it's Hump Day on Wednesday. We all go over and we watch BOP. Same time of the week. I love being in that chat and hanging out with everybody. Straight after BOP's finished, you want to come over to my channel because we're going to be doing WrestleMania predictions, and it's going to be for the belt. And I'm going to open it up. So everyone that's playing, everyone that's there on the live, Charles is going to be the referee because Charles lost the belt to me, so he can't win it back from me due to the rules of the belt. He can't have it back from myself. He's going to be the referee in chat. He's also going to play along, but we're going to have WrestleMania predictions. Me, Anthony Blaze, Big Easy, Headless, and Charles. And we're all going to do, after BLP, we're going to go through, we're going to have the card. I'm going to let you all know what the rest of the matches are, and we're all going to write our predictions down going into the weekend. And then on Saturday and Sunday, my channel and Headless's channel respectively, you will be able to find out the outcome. And then Monday, returning after WrestleMania, we will announce the winner of the belt challenge, which would make sense. And then, if I retain, I will keep the belt. If I lose it, I'll ship it out to the winner, which will be really fun.
I'll get you my address.
Don't think so, dude. I've watched wrestling all my life. Have for the last 10 years quietly just watched it from afar. People on the internet like to be amazing wrestling nerds. I just keep quiet about it. I know what I'm talking about. You'll be surprised how I can get it to a fine detail, like get it down. Like, hey, have you got Vince in your pocket or something? Do you know what's happening? But that's going to be great. That's going to be a really fun-filled week of events this week, guys. I cannot wait. So, tomorrow night, Horseman. Wednesday night, straight after BOP on my channel for WrestleMania predictions. And then Thursday night with Headless over on his channel talking about Raven reviews. So it's literally, I have lives Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh,
I have Friday off.
That's right. Thursday, we're doing Mando. I just remembered. I'm like, wait a second. Because when am I supposed to do this game now? Because I forgot this week. So I'm not sure.
You can jump on after me. After I'm only planning on to be on for 90 minutes max for the WrestleMania prediction show.
Yeah, that's a little late.
Okay.
I might just do it Thursday after the Mando breakdown. We'll see. If worst case scenario, I could do it Friday night.
Yeah.
One of these days this week, I will do it though, because I want to do it.
Well, whenever you go, I'm going to watch it, whether it be Friday or not. I can watch it on a rerun when I get home. I can watch it live if it's any other day. So. I appreciate it. Like I say, the theme of the night has been thank you, Headless. Yeah, you did.
Jeez, oh,
We have Mandalorian on Thursday, which is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So basically, guys, when we're live, no, it won't be out by then. I was going to say when we're live Wednesday night, Headless isn't going to be entertained because he's going to be watching Mandalorian backstage.
I watched it for that.
I'm going to go, who's going to win, Cody or Roman Reigns? And you'll be like, oh my God, it's Ahsoka.
Grogu's gonna win.
Right. Well, I think that's it, guys. We've been here for an hour and a half. Theme of the night has been thank you, Headless, and I want to end it with that. It doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. I know I've said it a couple of times, but I want to say it again. So yeah, again, thank you very much for being my co-host. It really, really does mean the world to me. It's a brotherhood that I have formed with you, just like I have with all of the Horsemen and everyone on YouTube. I love you all. It's been great. And I'm really not going anywhere. I'm going to be here every single Monday. That's when you can expect me to be here. 7 p.m. Eastern, Mondays. 7 p.m. Eastern, Sundays with Headless. Guaranteed every week. Never going to change. Never going to stop. I love you all. My name has been Ryan Milkey. His name over there has been Headless Ned Stark. Don't forget to keep those heads on. And always, where's the button? Always stay milky. See you later, guys.